Okay, today we'll be looking at solving two-step equation word problems. So let's just jump right in. These are some examples. We have 331 students went on a field trip. 6 buses were filled and 7 students traveled in cars. How many students were in each bus? So the first thing that I need to do is try to figure out what am I looking for? What am I trying to answer? I'm trying to figure out how many students were in each bus. So I am going to define my variable x. You can name your variable anything you want, but I choose x as it's going to be how many students were in each bus. So my variable x will be how many students were in each bus. All right, so I know that there were 6 buses. So 6 times x should tell me how many were in those buses, right? There were an additional 7 students that traveled in cars. And then there was a total of 331 students. So now I have an equation, I can solve it. So of course, I'm going to follow the order of operations. The order of operations says I follow PEMDAS in reverse. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. My 7 crosses out here, and I get 324 over here. Equal sign comes down. 6x comes down. Next, according to order of operations, I divide both sides by 6. And I get x is equal to 54. So x, how many students were in each bus? 54 students were in each bus, because that's what my x is equal to. Okay, let's go to the next one. It says the sum of 3 consecutive even integers is 48. What are the smallest of these numbers? So again, I need to ask myself, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the smallest of these numbers, right? So my x is equal to my smallest number or my first number, right? All right, so x is my small number. It says I want to find the sum of 3 consecutive. So I have x. So first of all, let's think about what does it mean to be consecutive and even. So if I have 2, my next even number would be 4. And the next one after that would be 6. So the difference between this 2 and 4 and 6 is 2. So the next one, and sum means to add, so I'm going to add it. The next one would be 2. So my first number is x, or my smallest number is x. My next number would have to be x plus 2. And the third number would have to be x plus not 2, but 4. And then I know that that total is equal to 48. So according to my order of operations, first thing I need to do, we haven't covered this, is combine my like terms. So I have x plus x plus x, so that's 3x. And my constant numbers are 2 and 4, so that is 6, equals 48. All right, so again, according to my order of operations, the first thing I do is subtract 6 from both sides. And I get 3x is equal to 42. Then I divide by 3. And I get x is equal to 14. So the smallest of my even numbers is 14. They didn't ask about the other numbers, but I know what they are. The other numbers have to be 16 and 18. All right, let's go to the next one. It says, Aaliyah had $24 to spend on 7 pencils. After buying them, she had $10. How much did each pencil cost? So I need to figure out what am I solving for? Well, I'm trying to figure out how much did each pencil cost. So I'm going to say x is how much each pencil costs. All right, so I always define my variables. So that's what my X is, how much for each pencil. So she had $24 to spend on 7 pencils. After buying them, she had $10. So she bought 7 pencils, right? So we have 7X, right? And she had $24 to spend. So this time I'm going to do it a little differently. She had $24 to spend. Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry, so 7X is equal to. So she had $24 and now she has 10, right? So that means total she spent $14. So now I can divide by 7 on both sides, and because I combine my like terms up here, I'm sorry about that. This is $24, and this is $10. So my 7 cross out, and I'm left with each pencil costs $2. Okay, and that makes sense because if she bought 7 of them, that means that she spent $14. So 14 minus 24 gives me 10. So she has $10 left. All right, so the next one. It says the cooking club made some pies to sell at a basketball game to raise money for the new math books. Yay, math. The cafeteria contributed 4 pies to the sale. Each pie was then cut into 5 pieces and sold. There were a total of 60 pieces to sell. How many pies did the club make? Okay, so as usual, we need to figure out what are we being asked. So we're being asked how many pies did the club make. So my X, and I love the variable X, as you can see, will represent how many pies the club makes. That's what I need to solve for. So I know that each pie has been cut into 5 pieces. All right, so I know that I have 5X pieces, right? Because this is all broken into 60 pieces. The cafeteria contributed 4 pies, so they contributed 4 pies, but they were all cut into 5 pieces, and there were a total of 60 pieces to sell. So now I can solve this. So I get 5X plus 4 times 5 is 20 equals 60. So subtract 20 from both sides according to my order of operations, of course, and I get 5X equals 40. All right, so next I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides, and I get X equals 8. So what does the 8 represent? 8 represents how many pies the club made. So the club made 8 pies. Oh, this one's a little blurry. I'm sorry about that. It says the length of a rectangle is 3 times the width. The perimeter of the rectangle is 24. Write and solve an equation to determine the width of the rectangle. All right, so this time we're going to ask for multiple things. We have to write and solve an equation to determine the width of the rectangle, and then we have to find the area of the rectangle. So let me define my variables first. I'm going to switch it up on you guys. No more X. L is my length. And W, you guessed it, is my width. All right, and I'm just going to read it. It says the length of a rectangle is 3 times the width. So my length is equal to 3 times my width. It's a rectangle, so we know some things already about a rectangle, right? It says the perimeter of the rectangle is 24. So we know for perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, right? Well, these are way too many variables. We need to plug in things that we already know. So for example, we know perimeter is 24. So I'm going to say here 24 is equal to, and I have 2 times the length. Let's keep it in terms of W instead. So I know that my L is equal to 3W. So instead of saying 2L, I'm going to say 2 times 3W plus 2W. And that works out for me because they asked me to find the width. So I get 24 is equal to 6W plus 2w. And I'm going to solve now. Again, I have to combine my like terms, so I get 8w. Oops, that looks like a 2w. It's really supposed to be 24. I'm going to divide both sides by 8. They cross out, and I get the width is 3. And I did put dimensions here. Let me go back. It's inches. So the width is 3 inches. They did not ask for the length, but I need the length in order to find the area. So this is a two-step problem, right? So I know that the width is equal to 3 inches. Length is 3 times my width, so that means length has to be 9 inches. And we know area for a rectangle is the length times the width. So that's going to be 3 inches times 9 inches, and I've run out of space. So my area is equal to 27 inches squared. All right, I believe this is the last one. So it says Macy's is having a one-day 35% off sale. If Sarah bought $124.50 worth of items, what would the final bill total after applying the discount of 35%? All right, so we want to know, what do we want to know? We want to know the final bill, right? So we want to know, what did she pay? So I know that she paid $124.50. And I know that this is a discount, so instead of adding, I am going to subtract. And it's a discount of 35%. So 35% of this 124. So that's going to be 124 times 0.35. And that's going to give me my final bill. Right? So I didn't define my variables. I'm sorry. F is equal to my final bill. So this is really pretty straightforward. I just need to evaluate, right? So that's 124. So that is $124.50 minus 43.7. Sorry, 57. I know we don't have 3 digits or 3 decimal places when it comes to money, but let's keep it just to be as accurate as possible, and then we can drop it off at the end. Okay, so we go ahead and subtract that, and I get $80.92.5. Okay, well, I know that not 0.5, 92.5. Can't have that 5, so I'm going to go ahead and round it up, because that's how we deal with money, right? So the final bill will be $80.93, and I hope this helps.